Well, good morning again, and I love that song. You know, that song is it was written in 19 and performed in 1969 by Jackie DeShannon, right? Did you see this picture of her? Have you seen that one? Don't you guys look alike? Jackie DeShannon. And so think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. Another day goes by and still the children cry, put a little love in your heart. And you know what's interesting is you hear me talk about from the pulpit all the time about love and kindness. Love and kindness. Put a little love in your heart. It's a central theme of this song. It's a central theme of our teaching, to be kind and to be loving. But today, I want to switch it around a little bit because I want us to take some time to point some of that love and kindness back at ourselves. Ooh. Okay, because our theme this week is our bodies are not apologies, and what we're talking about is that all bodies are beautiful, and God is present in all of our bodies, and our monthly theme is all the colors of love, and we're also, throughout the course of the month, honoring Black History Month. So, you know, for several hundred years now, our society has been moving toward an idea that there's a perfect way of being, a perfect way of looking, a perfect way of dressing. You know, our advertising has put out like an ideal of physical beauty. And speaking of beauty, by the way, look at these beautiful, I didn't get a chance to thank you last week, Joyce, for doing our February, thank you. You weren't here, so I couldn't thank you, but thank you for doing our February directions. So, for hundreds of years, society has been moving towards an idea of a perfect physical form, a perfect physical structure, and there's a tendency for us to look outside of ourselves and to see other people and say, gee, I really wish I looked like that. I wish I looked like her or him, right? Or yikes, I better get to the gym because I'm too fat, or I better get my hair cut because I just don't look right, or you fill in the blank of whatever it happens to be, right? And yet, this is not the way that we're born, and in all likelihood, the first messages that we get from our parents are, we're beautiful, look at this little baby. We talk to each other in these voices, you know, and we kiss each other, and Sharon and I were so lovey-dovey with Jesse and Tyler, I literally had a guy come up to me at the park in Santa Monica once and say, he's your kid, not your dog. Stop talking to him. I was like, what are you talking about? He's a year old and he needs to know that I love him. You know? And now, of course, you know, he's not drumming here anymore, but you know, he's like 6 feet tall. He bought himself a motorcycle, and he and I went on a ride to Ojai yesterday. That's fun, you know, father-son motorcycle stuff. So, you know, if it's okay to tell your dog, good boy, good girl, you're beautiful, I love you, why can't you tell your kids? So our message, you can. So our message to our kids is that we're wonderful and we're beautiful, but somewhere along the way, we start to skew that message about not being enough. And the simple fact of the matter is, regardless of what advertising or anybody tells you, we're all perfect exactly the way that we are. We're whole and we're complete. And your opinion of your physical form, how you look when you look in the mirror, is just your opinion, right? The quality and the truth of who you are and what you are never changes, not one bit. You individualize the divine. Your body is the vehicle that God has created for it to drive around in as you and interact with the world. And God doesn't make crap, right? So where does this alternate message begin to influence us? Well, let's take a look. Let's turn the sound up on this, please.
Sing Younger, smaller, lighter, fuller, tighter, thinner, softer. It really works.
Talk to your daughter before the beauty industry does. Yeah. I got several clips today that I'm using that are all coming from this Dove self-esteem project, because Dove decided that the way that they and other companies were advertising to women and to men was disgusting. And they actually started this great self-esteem project. And so I'm actually going to use a couple of clips. And by the way, these beauty bias messages are not just aimed at women. I mean, it's highly out of skew between how they advertise to women and how they advertise to men, but they're not just aimed at women. And in fact, on the Super Bowl last week, I don't know if you saw, I'm going to play a commercial. Jason Momoa, the guy who plays Aquaman, anybody see this commercial? He plays Aquaman, you know, and he's famous for his great looks and his beautiful body, and he's huge and tall, and he's married to Lisa Bonet, and right? But he did an ad really poking fun at how he looks, and so here, watch this.
What does home mean to me? It's my sanctuary. It's the one place I can let my guard down. It's where I can just kick back and be totally comfortable in my own skin. You know what I'm saying? Rocket Mortgage understands that home is where I can be myself. And that feels pretty darn good. Oh.
Home is where you feel the most comfortable, and Rocket Mortgage helps you feel comfortable financing that home with a personalized and convenient experience centered around you. Rocket Mortgage. Push button, get mortgage.
You got this.
Take it.
Okay, all right.
And of course, that's Lisa Bonet, his wife. All right, so despite what the media tells us every day, or what our society has been telling us through the collective consciousness, and what advertising is selling to us through every kind of ad for any kind of product, it doesn't matter. You know, you go to the shop to buy new tires, you got a sexy girl in a bikini standing next to a rack of tires, right? It does, you know, fertilizer, sexy girl in a bikini. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter what product it is. They're committed to this idea that they've got to sell with these beautiful, young, thin, gorgeous people, you know. And the spiritual truth is, all of our bodies are beautiful, and God is present in all of our bodies. God made you, and you're perfect, and God drives around in you, and God don't make crap, you know? So, despite all those messages designed to make us feel bad about ourselves, and that's what they're really doing. They're designed to make us feel bad about who and what we are, so that we will buy their products to feel better and become just like the picture of the person, you know, they look like. Now, to be really healthy and whole and authentic and self-actualized, what we really need to do is let ourselves love our bodies. Now, I just lost 60 pounds. Thank you. However, I want to, and I'm in a 12-step program where we say, you know, come for the vanity, but stay for the sanity. The truth of the matter is, I didn't lose the 60 pounds. I was kind of resigned to how I looked, but here's the truth of the matter. The reason I finally had the change in my life is I couldn't do this. I couldn't tie my shoes because my gut was so big that I couldn't get down to the floor unless I was really, I mean, it's like I thought I was going to have a heart attack just to tie my shoes. I was 80 pounds overweight 307 days ago, and I'm still at least 20 pounds overweight. If you go by the Surgeon General, what they say is healthy. So I'm just talking about health. I'm not talking about the look or anything. You know, to be a really self-actualized, healthy human being, you know, I'm going to ask you guys to take a different kind of leap of faith with me, right? A different kind of leap of faith to know that the body that we're living in and which houses our spirit while we're here on planet Earth is an essential part of our divine gift from God and part of the truth of who we really are. And no matter what you might currently be thinking of yourself, you are beautiful. No matter what you are currently thinking about yourself, because our thinking stinks sometimes. That's why we're here, to learn a different way of thinking about ourselves and others, and to learn to think in terms of our highest good, because we know that the metaphysical nature of the universe is constantly listening to what we're thinking and what we're believing. And when we continue to think those disassociated thoughts and opinions that were crap because of the way that we look or what we weigh or what our hair looks like or any of that stuff, that's what the universe is listening to. Now, one of the books that we're using this month is by Sonia Renee Taylor. She's the head of a movement, and in her book, The Body is Not an Apology, she says, concepts like self-acceptance and body neutrality are not without value. When you have spent your entire life at war with your body, these models offer a truce, but you can have more than a ceasefire. You can have radical self-love because you already are radical self-love. And that's what God is, radical self-love. We have the opportunity, and you know, our founder, Dr. Holmes, answers that by saying, our body expresses intelligence. It's apparent intelligence being lent by consciousness which permeates it. The physical body is evolved for the purpose of allowing consciousness to function on this plane. Your body is the place where your consciousness resides. Your body has the purpose of carrying your consciousness around so that your consciousness can interact with all the other individualized consciousnesses on planet Earth, right? Now, I am not advocating to not be healthy, but I am advocating doing it for the reason of being healthy, in a healthy relationship with ourselves and in a healthy relationship with our body and a healthy relationship with the universe and each other, not because somebody shamed us to say, change who you are and what you are because you don't look the way this supermodel looks. The truth of who you are is your body is the form that spirit has chosen to walk around as you in. And God don't make crap. Spirit has chosen, you know. How many of you have read Louise Hay? You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay? Normally I admit that Louise's books really tick me off because she's always pointing out what I'm really thinking when I don't feel good. You know, got a sore throat, there's something I need to tell somebody, got a headache, I'm thinking bad thoughts about myself, whatever it is, you know. But here's the thing. When we really focus on her work of defining how our thoughts and our beliefs manifest in our bodies and as our bodies, we discover that a lot of our experience of illness comes about out of our own self-loathing of who we are and what we think about ourselves and how our bodies appear to us and how our whole mindset has created an experience of dis-ease in our everyday life walking around. Our negative self-talk creates so much of our dysfunctional experience and also manifests as circumstances and situations in our lives, and we can always prove ourselves right because our rightness comes from our opinion, and you can't argue with an opinion. You can look in the mirror and go, I don't like the way I look. See, therefore, they're right, I'm crap, I got to go to the gym. I got to buy this clothing, I got to eat this diet food, I got to drink this diet soda, I got to coconut water. You know, whatever, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with coconut water, but anything that we think is going to change. You know how I did this? You know how I did this? No sugar, no flour, no grain, no nuts, no alcohol. My cousin, who's a physician, called me up last week and he said, no nuts? We know that nuts are very healthy for you. I said, yeah, but I'm a compulsive eater. I'm addicted to the action of eating. So the point is, yeah, Richard's going like this. It's true. The fact that nuts have a great nutritional value does not outweigh that it's a trigger for me, and I can't just eat 1 ounce of nuts. I can eat 400 ounces of nuts. I can't eat just one anything. I can eat 400 of anything, right? So while nuts, so did I do a diet? No, and I'm not on a diet. I just am not anymore eating sugar, flour, grain, nuts, or alcohol. And I can't do it on my own. I need God to help me. I go to a 12-step program, a spiritual program with other people who have the same thing, whatever it is that I have, and I have to daily, be in contact with the divine within myself to give up the compulsion to eat, because that just happens to be part of me, So I'm telling you right now, no matter how young you are, no matter how old you are, no matter how thin you are or heavy you are, no matter what color your skin is or what your ethnicity or your gender identification or your sexual orientation, no matter any of this stuff, and especially no matter what you think of your body or what your reflection in the mirror looks like to you and your opinion about it is, your body is a divine gift to you, and you are a divine gift to yourself and to all of us. You are a divine gift to yourself and to all of us. And when we really embrace that gift, like the gem and the jewel and the gold that we are, what happens is we begin a healing process of becoming our most authentic, self-realized selves, becoming peaceful with who we are. We start to be beautiful on our own terms.
They said I was too pretty to fight. Now she can't fight. You're gonna mess up that beautiful face.
They said I was too fat. Only skinny girls can dress well.
On me regarde la tête aux pieds. Comment peut-elle être avocate?
They said I didn't dress for my age.
They said my nose was too prominent.
They said I was too masculine.
They thought the catcalling was a compliment. He said, you can fix those teeth quite easily.
Boyish and ugly. When they were talking about female, they weren't talking about me.
This was not pretty.
They would holler from across the street.
Look sophisticated.
Embarrassing nose. Too chubby.
Was too skinny.
Manly.
Crazy hair.
Never looked good.
Too wild.
Too cute. Too beautiful.
Too fat.
He said.
They said.
She said.
I said, no way.
You aren't me. I'm me.
I'm not gonna be defined by anyone's expectations.
I don't dress my age. I dress myself the way I am.
Because my face has nothing to do with my boxing. I'm ranked #1 in the country, #2 in the world.
As a fashion blogger, my style is 100% unapologetic.
I don't want to change my teeth.
Le physique n'a rien à voir avec mes compétences.
This is me. This is my hair.
My beauty.
My beauty.
My beauty.
My say.
Body, just as all of the physical reality around us is a manifestation and an individualization of spirit, of the divine. And the divine expressing itself in this form is so that we can walk around and interact with each other. That's the purpose of our body, our earth suit, that we contain our consciousness in, like, when you go scuba diving underwater and you need a breathing apparatus, this body is your earth breathing apparatus for your consciousness, which doesn't necessarily breathe air, right? Your body is the vehicle that God is driving around in. Your body is housing your soul so that it can engage and interact with all of us, right? The body then should be respected and celebrated for the perfect way that it houses you. Because it does. Our culture's become one that encourages a constant self-battle against our bodies. Our diet culture is killing us. It's working us to the point of exhaustion. We're not getting enough sleep. We're making more and more commitments. I said that to somebody this morning. And expect others to do the same thing. We're expecting, people who take the time off. Oh, yeah, we make fun of people who take time off. You're going on vacation? We won't be able to get in touch with you. We're expecting everybody to be on call 24/7, 365, and to be available for questions and actions from early in the morning until late at night. Is this what your body wants? I don't think so. Is this what God's body wants? I don't think so. Your body is intelligent. We should listen to our body. And don't forget that it was created by the divine to serve its mission here on earth. Listen to your body. Love your body. Just as you're learning to love your mind and to love your thoughts and to change your thoughts, I want us all this week to practice listening to our body. I want us all to befriend our body, allowing our bodies to have a say in the choices and activities in our life. When you're tired, rest. When you're hungry, eat. When you need to move your body, move your body. There's a word, recreation, recreation. I want to repronounce that word as recreation. I want us to take time to recreate our soul every week, recreate our body every week with an opportunity to be our best self, rather than living a life of hoping that you're just okay enough to be accepted by other people and yourself. Own who you are. You're magnificent. Own what you are. You are God in action. You are the divine in action. Respect and love the way that you show up as you. Before each decision this weekend, anytime you're stuck in a feeling that has you not happy with your situation, whatever it is, close your eyes and ask your body, ask yourself, what am I feeling? What do I want? What is my body telling me? And then give your body and your spirit the opportunity to be heard and to be loved. I have just one more little clip I want to play today. And this one came from, I had it on Facebook this week, from TV in Denmark. And it's pretty brilliant. Take a look at this.
It's easy to put people in boxes. There's us, and there's them. The high earners, and those just getting by. Those we trust, and those we try to avoid. There's the new Danes, and those who've always been here. The people from the countryside, and those who've never seen a cow. The religious, and the self-confident. There are those we share something with, and those we don't share anything with.
Velkommen. Jeg kommer til at stille jer nogle spørgsmål i dag. Nogle af dem kan godt være lidt personlige, men jeg håber, I vil svare ærligt på dem. Hvem herinde i rummet var klassens klovn?
Who was the class clown?
Hvem er bonusforældre?
And then suddenly, there's us. We who believe in life after death. We who've seen UFOs. And all of us who love to dance. We who've been bullied. And we who've bullied others. And then there's us, the lucky ones who've had sex this past week. We who are broken-hearted. We who are madly in love. We who feel lonely. We who are bisexual. And we who acknowledge the courage of others. We who have found the meaning of life. And we who have saved lives. And then there's all of us who just love Denmark. So maybe there's more that brings us together than we think. TV2 Denmark. All that we share.
All that we share. Isn't that great? There's all of us. And what we all share, besides all of that stuff, is that each and every one of us is an individualization of the divine. There is never a moment in our life when you are not individualizing and expressing God. There are moments that we consciously turn or unconsciously turn away from understanding that, away from consciously living from that truth of who we are. But that's why we're here. We're here to keep reminding ourselves, I've been doing this for 35 years. I have moments when I absolutely go on automatic and forget this. Luckily, I have a toolbox. Yeah, I have a toolbox that I carry around called spiritual practice, affirmative prayer, meditation, being with I tell you, we had a choir rehearsal on Wednesday night. Oh my goodness, what a spiritual experience being with the choir is. What a spiritual experience being here on Sunday mornings is for me. A reminder as I see the lights go on in people's eyes. When I say something and I see somebody get it, and then a week later they tell me that something in their life has changed, or that they've moved out or moved on or gotten a new job or gotten married or gotten a divorce or had a baby or any of the life changes that we feel we need to change, but because we finally get that we individualize a power for good greater than we are, that we can use and which we are using, but what we're doing is becoming conscious of it. Our life is not an apology. Our bodies are not apologies. God in us, as us, is us. And our backronym for this week is apology. I'm an absolutely perfect original, loving, open, giving, and yummy. And yummy. I'm an absolutely perfect original, loving, open, giving, and yummy. Yummy. Yeah, Richard, thank you. So, yeah. So, honor and love the body, the yummy body that God gave you. Our affirmation for this week is, my body, exactly as it is a perfect and glorious instrument of the divine. Let's say that together. My body, exactly as it is a perfect and glorious instrument of the divine. Let's say that one more time. My body, exactly as it is a perfect and glorious instrument of the divine. And God is playing us at the same level that it's playing bass through David, or piano through Chris, or drums through Gary, or the voice of Emily. It's all the divine expressing itself. And this year we're focusing our 2020 vision on one life in focus. We're putting our life in focus, and we're becoming conscious on a daily and monthly, yearly, and by the minute basis of our relationship with Spirit, so that we can access this expression of our highest good simply by turning that switch. In one moment I may forget I'm one with God, and the next moment I may be able to remind myself, I individualize the divine. I'm yummy. I think I may have started a new meme here, yumminess. And of course, Dr. Holmes teaches us perfect God, perfect human, perfect being. Let's say that together. Perfect God, perfect human, perfect being. And that's who we are.
All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so